Anybody have any questions, or does this spark any wonderings?
Yeah. I have a question. Since you were talking about body acceptance, and you don't have to answer, but my question is, did you feel that you needed to get an implant to accept your own body, or did you feel that you needed to, for like, so it would get even in a shirt, or what? Why did you feel that?
Thank you for asking that. I wanted to cover that. You have every option in the world. In the state of California, the state, there's a law that says your insurance has to offer and pay for reconstruction of some sort. Jeff at the time said, Judy, I don't care. I just want you alive. I don't care if you get no reconstruction. I don't care what kind of reconstruction we go through. I'm behind you all the way. And I pretty much wanted to do it from a practical point of view. So literally, they did my breast rebuilding when they took out the old breast. So I woke up with the breast. But I was 38 years old, and I didn't want to have to worry about stuffing something in a bra every time I went out. And I decided to go to natural tissue transplant instead of the implant, just so I wouldn't have to worry about it every 10 years. And this is shortly after all the silicone, poisoning kind of stuff was out, and I didn't want to have to mess with it. It's everyone's personal choice, and I've seen everything. At the spa, I've seen women who have had no reconstruction, and women who've had healing problems and horrible scarring, and there's no way they could even do a reconstruction just because of all their, she get a cut on her hand and she can't heal that. I've seen women with implants, I've seen women who have said, I don't want to deal with this again, take them both off. Which is coming with aggressive cancer is really not a bad idea. So it was definitely not pressure from Jeff, and for me it was a practical point of view, just because I don't wake up every morning and think, oh, I gotta look at my breast, it's whatever it is, it's great. So just from a practical point of view, I did it. Anybody else? I'll talk about anything. I'm thinking all day long.
What is the natural procedure?
The procedure is really very, very cool. And it's kind of nice if you're having 4 children, they actually give you a tummy tuck and take the tummy and build breast. And when they first build it, there's no nipple, it looks like a Barbie doll, no nipple on it. And then later on they graft and tattoo a nipple. So I could literally spend a weekend with people at my resorts, and then for some reason we get talking about breast cancer and they go, what? They don't, I know, to me it's really very obvious, but so I had the natural tissue. So it's, now the funny thing about this is if I was to put on 15, 20 pounds and get bigger here, this would grow too because it still makes this tummy. So there's options. And I guess the other good point is that breast cancer is nothing to, it's not a death sentence. It's nothing to be scared of. And with most cancers, probably all cancers, the sooner you catch it and deal with it, the better your prognosis is going to be. If you think you've got a mole that could be melanoma, go to the doctor, because if you don't, it's going to grow. If you think there's a lump in your breast, it may be weird or uncomfortable, but the sooner you deal with anything. If you know a woman in your family who says, yeah, I think I found something, don't leave them alone until you get to a doctor. If they think, I've also talked to women who have sensed something and nothing even shows up on the mammogram, but it's like, this just isn't right, and they insist, and they finally get a doctor who will do a biopsy, and they go, oops, you were right. So the breast is a real interesting part of the woman's body and sexuality and acceptance, and none of us like our breasts. They're too big, they're too small, they're too droopy, they're too pert, no guy's ever going to say girls' breasts are too small or too big. But that's a very, very big part of a woman's body acceptance. And if a woman has a really hard time with accepting her body already, then the breast cancer comes, and it can be very, very devastating.
What often happens is the woman feels that her body's at war with her, that the body is the enemy, and that this boob bomb that I have has gone off, and I'm going to die because of it. And truly, they may. And Judy just mentioned the fact that she's able to counsel many different women body acceptance. And
yeah.
Go ahead.
And just a couple of weeks ago, one of our guests who just found us, she had breast cancer, was just she's actually going through chemotherapy before she even has the surgery. And she was about to start her chemotherapy like in 2 days from there. I said, honey, I happen to be a massage therapist, so does Jeff. I said, I want to give you a massage. Oh, I don't know if I can relax enough. Let me give you a massage. And so I gave her the massage, and afterwards she's crying and she goes, thank you, because I feel like I'm one with my body. I thank you, I don't feel like I'm at war with my body. It was her enemy. And once again, that's one of the other philosophies that is really big with us, besides the body acceptance, is it's a principle of good touch. Because none of us get enough good touch. The touch that we usually have is either angry or it could be purely sexual. There's very little just touching and hugging in our society. And massage can restore the heart and soul and give another sense of well-being, that I'm loved and I can be loved, or I'm lovable. Especially the younger ones of you tend to be, you've got the best body you're ever going to have in your life.
Yeah, that's
It's
a fact.
now it is from here on, let me tell you. But you probably would be, most of you might be very, very hesitant to be naked because you see and you're worried about your imperfections and what it is isn't what you would like it to be. So people usually, even at our resort, there's not a whole lot of people who come in their 20s. There's some, but you're not quite to the point of, okay, I am who I am, take me for what I am. So, you know, it's tough.
Other questions? Then we'll just carry on, and then if you have questions, we can go.